Hello everybody, welcome back to Red Shirt Video. You know, I wonder how many of you, given the opportunity, would like to own 5-ish acres. Maybe have an old barn on it, maybe get to buy a tractor, play around the property with that. Oh yeah, and did I mention the opportunity to be able to buy a shed and convert it to a tiny house? We've been very fortunate, very blessed to be able to do all of this. I'd like to take you along on a journey. We'll show you the inspiration when we toured a model home, where we got the layout, the floor plans for what we wanted to do here. We'll show you what it looked like when it was delivered, walk through, show you the vision, and show you where we are now. This has mostly been a weekend journey for us. Really enjoyed it. Had a great time doing it. We still have a ways to go, but from where we came to where we are now is really something to see. Let's take a look. So I'm going to insert here a clip of the tiny house that we saw that is the inspiration for what we hope this building will become. So over there where that chair is going to be our kitchen, and that's going to be about where the kitchen sink is. And I hope to be able to do a corner kitchen sink. And there'll be that window right above that chair, and there'll be these two windows are going to move. Well, one of them, maybe two, is going to move over this way so that there'll be a window there and a window there, maybe possibly two. And then under where these windows are, to the left, right there, would be a stove. Then there'll be a section of countertop, and then be the refrigerator. And then just about to the edge of where that window is and where those 2x4s are, we'll start our bathroom. Roughly 5x9, 5x10, somewhere in that range. And then this corner over here will be the bedroom. Hope to have a closet to the right of that window, small closet, and maybe a desk area underneath that window. Right about where this seam is on the floor, where these two pieces of plywood join together and come up right about where that writing on the wall is. There's going to be a wall right here. Which means, yeah, you guessed it, one of those windows, that window to the left, is in the way. So I'm going to pull it out, and I'm going to leapfrog it and move it over to the right of this window. So there'll still be two windows there. I'm just going to move them. There in the living room, and then we'll have that one there. We will still have all these windows in the building, they'll just be moved. I've also got a small window that's going to go in that back corner, probably above the commode. And then for this wall in the bedroom, I'm probably going to do something, either move, I'll have an extra one of these windows, put it in here, or if we don't want one quite that big, because there's going to be a bed on that wall. So if we don't want one quite that big, then maybe I'll get a couple of two skinnier ones and put them up a little higher. And I'll show you a picture of that in the tiny home that we toured. You know, it's quite amazing when you think about where this came from. The fact that it was just a shed with nothing in it, open walls, and then you build the walls, put the electricity inside the walls, insulation, sheetrock, and now all that remains on this side of the building is the paneling and the trim out. And then on the other side of the building, we need to build out the kitchen and, of course, the bathroom too. We'll get there. So we're going to go check out the bedroom. This door is literally just sitting in here, so it needs to be installed properly. I used up a whole lot of scraps trying to get the outside wall of that closet done so I could install those doors. Still need to do that wall. Still need to do the ceiling. So I did some mapping out this morning just to recheck my figures from many moons ago. And it looks like a full-size bed will fit in between those two outlets. And you could shift it to the left a few inches pretty easily if you needed to. But that would give you room for a very small nightstand where that roll around stool is, and still give you room over on the other side for one also. These can't be very deep or very wide. They're going to have to be small nightstands, and that would still give room for the closet doors to open. Gives you room it gives you room to stand in front of the closet door and beside the bed and open the doors. Maybe not a lot of room, but we're dealing with a tiny house here. And then I don't know if you can see, where are they? There's some marks on the floor. There's one right there. So the edge of the bed would be about where those wheels are. It gives you plenty of room to walk at the edge of the bed. And you might even be able to build a very shallow bookcase or something to hold whatever you might need to be holding in here. Or you could put some kind of cabinet in that corner, but we may be going to have a reading chair over there. So this weekend I got 90% of the ceiling in the bedroom done. I've still got to rip down a strip and put it over there. I got the two can lights in, and I have two, possibly 2.5 rows left on that side. I'm standing on my front porch of the tiny house. So many times when I'm working and I come out to cut wood, I look over there and I feel like they're staring at me, trying to ask me what I'm doing.